Guys, it's Liz. I am making this video because I recently made a post where I asked 50 women to help clarify where I want to go with this. I make YouTube videos. I want to help women get out of debt, recover from whatever personal finance things they were taught, financial abuse, whether it's something you learned from childhood, whether it's the way you were never taught how to manage money. I want to help you with that. So every day I'm challenging myself for the next 30 days to continue on this journey and make more videos. I need to know what you guys want to know. If you follow me, if you're a friend with me, I was in a very abusive relationship. I've shared a lot of that. I have not shared so much about my finances, but the next 30 days, you're going to learn more about me than you'll ever know. So, this video in particular, I want to talk about financial abuse. Now, I'm going to tell you about the story that I went through. Mine was a financially abusive relationship, but I have to say the childhood upbringing, and this is absolutely no fault to my parents. It was just the era that we were in. We were not taught these things about finances. A lot of us think that money is the root of evil. The sad thing, money in the hands of good people can do so much, but we were never taught that. So I want to make that clear and teach that over the next 30 days. But let's get into today's video because there's women out there who are in financially abusive relationships and they don't even realize it. This is what happened to me. I thought a lot of the things that I did, I was just being a good partner. I thought I was helping him with money, paying for things, making sacrifices. I thought that was all out of love, and I thought I was doing the right thing. But what I didn't realize until I left the relationship, and I've been out of the relationship for 5 years, I've done a lot of work on myself, and I've managed to get out of 100K of debt. I've bought 3 houses after my foreclosure. So I want you all to know that this is extremely possible. A lot of the abuse that happened, it was spiritual, psychological, emotional, and physical for me. The thing is, you are constantly in a brain fog. You are being manipulated. You are constantly under stress. I didn't even realize there was a financial aspect to things I was going through and experiencing that put me in this debt. And then it was slow, just like abuse is. It starts very slow, it's very subtle. And I thought it was my responsibility to take care of things as they happen because that's what we're taught to do in relationships, to continue to take care of each other. In this video, I'm going to go over my real life story, exactly what happened to me, the amounts, the purchases, the sacrifices that I made. I also want to go over how I finally realized that it was abuse, the moment that the fog was lifted and that I started seeing the patterns really clear as day. There's also the subconscious beliefs that kept me stuck, why I thought it was the right thing to do, and how our upbringing and society can really put those blinders on and we're not able to see these things clearly. I also want to go over the spiritual and practical insights about money. Money is not bad. God calls us to be good stewards. There is going to be a lot of spiritual things in these next 30 days. Wealth is a spiritual means. And if you follow me, you'll have your eyes open to that aspect that wealth is not bad. It's just how we've been taught it and how people have skewed it with how they teach the Bible. Lastly, I'm going to give you the first steps that you can take if you suspect you're being financially manipulated or controlled, because I want you to be able to protect yourself, your future, your kids, your family. So here's a few examples of what happened to me while I was being financially abused and didn't even realize it. One of the things that happened, I helped my boyfriend get out of jail. I learned way more about bail bonds than a wife, girlfriend, friend should ever know. And you probably wouldn't realize that about me because everybody sees me as the mom with 4 daughters. So basically, for a bail bond, you put the money up, and as long as that person shows up, the bail bondsman only takes a certain percentage. You get the rest of the money back as long as you show up in court. There were plenty of times that A, he didn't show up, so I lost my money after I bailed him out. Or B, he said he would pay it back, but somehow he got the money and I never saw it again. Another example, this was for his 40th birthday dinner. I was excited. We had a big party at the Iron Grill, which is a lot like Ruth's Chris. So very expensive steak, nice dinner, dessert, wines, all the things. Favorite restaurant. And I was excited because I was like, all right, I get to treat you. Better yet, in my mind, I was thinking all your friends are going to be treating you and us. Absolutely not the case. I ended up spending almost $5,000 to pay for his friends who said they were going to the ATM. So when the server came around, the server was collecting, do you want to split checks? How's this going to be paid? His friends said that they were going to the ATM to get the cash and they never returned. So I'm waiting hours and they're like, we're closing down. You can't leave. And I'm like, what are we supposed to do? And my boyfriend's, I don't have the money. So I ended up saying, have the money. Just say you don't have the money either. That would have been the easy get out of jail free card. But I was like, okay, I'll write this check, thinking maybe the friends will pay us back. But that never happened. So out of money for that. Then I spent $11,000 helping him fix his truck. It ended up needing a new transmission. He didn't have the money. So, as a nice girlfriend, I was like, let me help you with that. Like, crazy, right? I'm saving for building stuff, for creating a better life for us. And I'm just shelling out all of that. It's crazy. Another thing is, he was very materialistic, me, not so much. Now, if that's your thing, great, go for it. But for holidays, gift giving, it was either Gucci or Louis Vuitton, Prada items. And yes, I bought them worried about number one, like my image at the time. I had really low confidence. So I was on board with it. I was thinking I would have friends because I'm wearing Louis Vuitton and Prada. Mind blown. But also, he would make me feel bad if I gave him something from Target or Marshalls. We all shop at Marshalls, right? Go get a good discount. He would make me feel bad if that was the gift giving ways that I had. And you don't just get one gift, you get three or four. So add that up from Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Prada. And I didn't have kids at the time. So I was able to put the money forward, but other things had to be put to the side that I wasn't able to do for myself. Also, when we bought our new house, you buy a brand new house, you want newer furniture, and it was a much larger space, so we needed more furniture. And he's someone who sits around, dibble dabbles. Yeah, we'll get that later. And me, I'm like, can we get it now? I'll just pull from savings and then we'll split it later when you get paid. Worst idea ever because still, I'm not even realizing these patterns, right? I'm still not even realizing this is financial abuse. This is not okay. So I buy all the furniture. I take out lines of credit. I'll get this one, and he's trying to get a line of credit, and he's not getting approved, right? Because his credit sucks. So I'm putting my name on it. After the divorce, my name is on his credit cards for all these things. Not good. I would let him borrow my credit card at times, thinking you're just going to swipe like one thing. It was maxed out every time. I was like, holy fuck, how do you max out $15,000? Where is the money that's supposed to be on this credit card? All right, another thing, I'm going to save this one till the end. I've got three more here. Actually, I have two more things. Yeah, two more things that I want to mention, and I'm going to save this other one for last because it's just crazy. But I was at military school, and do you guys keep money in your house somewhere? This is a money scarcity thing that I had to heal from, but I used to keep money in the house, like pockets of money. Each time I would pull out cash every week. So maybe $200 here, maybe $500 here. And I would hide it for myself because I was like, if I hide it for myself, I won't spend it. And this was years of just hiding money away from myself. I had this envelope on my drawer. It was taped to the back of the drawer. You had to get the drawer all the way out and find the envelope that was stuck to the back. And I'm at military school, so I'm not even at the house. And we're having our nightly call, and he's just saying he can't get gas money, he can't go to work. And he's, man, I just need $20 if I can find a friend that has $20. So I'm like, babe, I have this cash in the house. Go pull out $20 and get to work. Don't have to pay me back. It's just $20. I get back home from this training about 3 weeks later. I was gone for 8 weeks total. And the money is gone. The entire envelope is empty. It's still taped to the back. It's gone. And I'm like, holy shit, we've been robbed. Because no way in my mind was I like You took all the money instead of just 20. I'm not thinking that. I'm like, oh my God, I'm calling the police. We've been robbed. What else is taken? Look around the house. There's got to be other things. Do I have all my purses? Do you have all your shoes? Everything else is there. And conversations go by, and like little seats keep coming up. And I'm like, oh, you bought this new thing. Where did you get money for this? Never admits it. Never admits that he took the money. Oh my God, this is just hitting me right now. My purse disappeared after one of our moves. He probably took it. That just really hit me. That's wild. That was probably literally him. That's insane. Okay. The last thing is we got a divorce. I moved out of the house because it was a safety issue. I was always worried about the safety of the kids. I'm moving out because I don't want him to know where I live. It's a safety issue. Like, you can still see the kids. We will arrange it with a third party, but he cannot know where I live. I had a restraining order. I remember I was getting the kids in school and I needed proof of address. So I went to the mailbox where I had moved out of, where he still lived, and pulled out a mortgage statement to open that mortgage statement. But I opened it and I still have it. I need to find it and I will screenshot it and put it on my feed. Literally says, it says something like, you are 9 months behind on your mortgage. Now, I paid him $1,600 a month because that was my half and he would pay the mortgage. So I wasn't even gone for not even a month yet. So I hadn't missed a payment yet. And it said, you are 9 months behind. And I'm like, 9 months behind? I've given him money every month that we lived there. I remember an argument where I told him that I'm moving out and I don't want to be together anymore. And I was like, you know what? I'll be gone by the first. He was like, if you don't F and pay me, blah, 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 right? All the threats. So I ended up paying that. And when I saw that mortgage statement and it said you are behind, I don't even know if it was a mortgage statement. It had to have been a collector at that point. But also COVID was changing the game a little bit. But my heart like dropped. I was like, how are we behind? The only way we could have been behind was he was pocketing my $1,600 that I gave him every month. This had been happening the whole time. We were going into foreclosure. We were a family of six, our four beautiful daughters going through foreclosure. He said nothing about it. I don't know what you're spending, not just your money, but my money that I'm paying you to pay the mortgage. I don't know what you're spending that on because I didn't see the stuff coming back in the house. So, alcohol, drugs, all these things. Okay. So, at that time, I didn't even realize it was abuse until I started reflecting on things. I was just trying to be a good girlfriend, good wife. My subconscious kept telling me this is the right thing to do. The way that we're brought up in society, we've been taught things as women in general. We are taught different things about money than men are. I love you, men. If you're watching this far, I love you. Women are taught we should be giving, we should be supportive, we should make sacrifices. So I kept doing that. It kept me blind to the truth. Money is not bad. Money in the wrong hands is bad. But giving, being generous, being financially supportive are not bad. When you are manipulated and taken advantage of, that is abuse. And it doesn't always have to be your partner, your husband. It could be your parents. It could be your adult kids. It could be your employer. I'm going to get into that over the next 30 days. It can be so many different things that it could be your landlord. Okay. I've had that with my landlord in the past, like trying to take money when money is not due to you. But here are a few insights. I want to go over a few lessons that I've learned about money, our subconscious beliefs, and spiritually that help me heal. So the first thing is to recognize the patterns. Let me take a sip of water. This video is much longer, but I hope you guys are getting a lot out of it. All right, so recognize the patterns, right? So the control, the guilt tripping, the manipulation, those are clear signs that financial abuse is happening. You don't need permission from your partner or society to be able to protect. That is your money that you earn. Number two, your money is your responsibilities. Proverbs 21, chapter 20 says, the wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down. God calls us to steward what we've been given wisely. Okay, literally from the Bible. Money is your responsibility. Three, healing starts with boundaries. This is something, especially if you've been in a toxic relationship, women in general, sometimes we have hard time with boundaries. Raise your hand, me, if you love to people please. I'm a recovering people pleaser. So setting financial boundaries does not make you selfish. Please, if you want me to say it louder, setting financial boundaries, that does not make you selfish. It makes you wise. It's an act of obedience to God to protect your family and yourself. Start setting boundaries, not just financial boundaries, all kinds of boundaries. Respect yourself. I also want to tell you, you can rewrite your story. This is something I learned in the healing process. You can write your story about money. What limiting beliefs do you have about money? I say that because before the financial abuse happened in that relationship, there were many beliefs about money from childhood, from culture, from what society teaches us. And we can't. So the mind is actually able to be changed. Our thoughts, we're able to change those thoughts. Even if you were conditioned to believe a certain way, that can be changed. That's a beautiful thing because we didn't always know that as humans. Science used to tell us that up to a certain age, that was your chance to really develop your mind and learn. And then they said like 18 or something, you're done. You can't learn anything new. Actually, you can change what you know at any age, which comes to rewriting your story. You have subconscious beliefs. We don't even know what those are until you actually start working on those. And if you don't understand what conscious versus subconscious beliefs are, the conscious ones are the ones where you're aware of what you're doing. You're fully awake, understanding, okay, this is a decision that I'm making in this moment. Subconscious is the 90% of things that we do all day, every day that we're not even thinking about actually doing them. So that's your subconscious working. We just live our life subconsciously. And what's interesting is this is backed in the Bible. Romans 12, chapter 2, it tells us, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Your mind, it can be renewed, it can be transformed. You can come up with different beliefs. You can heal from trauma. If I could give you any advice, it's to take one small step today, right? What can you do today that's going to change? And if you're watching this video, that is your one thing, right? You are taking a step forward. What could you do? You could open a personal account. Do you have your own banking account? Even if you're in a relationship, do you have something that is personally yours? That's not the truth. You are protecting yourself and you're allowed to do that. You could open a personal account. Do you track your money? Maybe you want to start tracking it. I will likely create a tracker for you guys if you follow my content. Seeking support, we're starting a community. So I have these one-on-one calls I'm offering with people. If you want my insight or just talk to me a little bit more, I would love to schedule that with you. That creates a ripple effect. It's amazing. Once you work on yourself, you're going to affect your generations after you. You're going to affect your friends. You're going to affect your circle. Money and the people that surround you. It's been proven. There's been research, experiments, and I'm going to share some of those in future videos of who you're with, right? The rule of the five people that you surround yourself with, how they think about money, how much they make, and how they use money in their lives. That's contagious. And that really changes based off of who you're surrounding yourself by. So you could literally, your action for today to write down who you're hanging out with and what are their beliefs about money, right? That would be a lot of good insight for this next 30 days. Let me give you a little bit encouragement because you might be watching this and realizing, oh my God, this has been happening to me. These are the beliefs that I've been living by, and this is why I am so far into debt. And you might be thinking, I'll never get out of this. I have to tell you, you will. That was me, and it's okay. The first step is not shame, it's having awareness, right? If you're recognizing that this is happening, you've already hit the first step, and that's awareness. And that's when you can start to change things. You can be redeemed from what is broken, and your beliefs can be changed. Money is a tool. If you remember anything, money is a tool. Or as Cody Sanchez says, money is a weapon. And whose hands do you want it in? You want it in the good people or the bad? Because somebody's going to have the tool. Who do you want it in? Thanks for watching this video. I would love to hear from you all. My mentor, my coach told me I need to speak to 50 women. It's going to be a long journey, but I have some leave coming up in work, so I'm going to be able to do this. I love a good challenge, so I was like, okay, I'm going to get these 50 in. I would love for you to help me meet this goal. I would just love to learn from your experiences. I know money is a difficult topic. Don't worry, everything is completely private, and we are not going to discuss your actual numbers. We're just going to talk about your money story, your beliefs, your thoughts, your challenges. And I want you to know you're not alone. It's almost like when I became more vulnerable and open about abuse and what was happening, I was so freed. I would have been so stuck in that abuse still. But when you reach out and you talk to people and you create that network that changes your life, you're like, why didn't I do this sooner? Right? Your insights are going to be so helpful to me. I'm going to keep making videos. I need to know content that you guys want. I need some topics. I need things that you're thinking so I know what kind of videos to record. I want to change the trajectory for women and girls. I don't want them to feel trapped about their money story ever again. Well, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell if you're watching this on YouTube. Also, share this with a friend if you think that it will help them on their journey. Know that you're not alone. I will take these steps with you. Protect your money, grow your money. It's a step towards empowerment. I love you all, and God bless. Bye.